Coming to you live from Hell Entertainment Studios. Sinner Sundays. With your hosts, Diggz and aGrace.
Yes, sir. You know what to do. It's your dad, homie Blaze, coming through with a little message just for you. The homies over at Hell Entertainment hit me up. They told me they doing it all, yo. They doing it all from photography to graphic design and publications, yo. And that ain't it. They doing it for artists. They doing it for artists around the motherfucking world. That's right. Not just your backyard. Not just out there on the streets in the States. They talking about the motherfucking world. That means the whole goddamn globe. That circle, that whole motherfucking circle. That's what the fuck they doing the damn thing. Everybody, yo. And that ain't all. That ain't all. Look. They on that next level. They on that next level. That's right. Sinner Sundays. They doing their own podcast. They talking about everything from music and more. Check them out today, yo. Check them out today. You heard it here first. From your homie and my homies over at Hell Entertainment. Yo, that's what's up, bitch. I'm about this motherfucker.
Body's so no one suspicious about who shot me. It's interesting to see the means and the tactics they take.
Here we are. What's up, everybody? Welcome. Episode 13, Sinner Sundays. I am your host, Diggz. I am usually here with aGrace. She's on special assignment today. We cannot tell you where she is, because if I did, then I would have to find you, and I don't know. I'll just find you. Anyway, joining me tonight, back from the dead, Miss WidowBlack. How are you? Welcome back to Sinner Sundays.
I'm good. How are you? It's good to be back.
Yes, welcome back to the ever-loving sinning day of the week. Everyone loves 7 o'clock on Sunday nights because it's what we do. What have you been up to? It's been a while since we've seen you here. Let's get a quick check-in on what you've been up to.
Work life, running, tripping over rocks, breaking my knee, and recovering from that. Long story short.
Fair enough. That was Christina's life in a nutshell in the past, 8 months that we haven't seen her. Before we get into our guest tonight and some little bit of music news and what we're going to get into, let's talk about the Carve Your Way to Hell 2 pumpkin carving contest. That is happening the show will happen on November 14th. Submissions are due by November 1st. Submit them to hellentertainment@gmail.com. We've got prizes. We've got judges. We've got one judge announced. You saw him here a few weeks ago, my good homie Cryptic. He will be hopping into the judges' booth to judge your pumpkins. And folks, our judges are not shy. So make sure you come with some good pumpkins because, well, like I said, they're not shy and they'll tell you how it is. Our second judge that we just announced this past Friday, you saw him here right after Astronomicon, is the one, the only, our new homie, Gibby Stites. We got some news on him coming up as well. But he is hopping into the judges' booth as well. A little different from the vocal booth, but he's still going to lay it down and tell you how it is. He is also providing a copy of his new CD, Welcome to Illville, autographed as part of our winner's package.
Nice.
That was a fucking lot to say.
Hey, we got 2 more submissions tonight, though, for pumpkins.
Yes, we have submissions coming in. We have prize pack for the winner. You were part of that last year. You are a scorekeeper last year.
I was. I had to math. Remember, I couldn't add up like 3 plus 4 plus 7.
Do you remember the rules and how we score them?
Well, one person has to talk like Gordon Ramsay.
that was straight from Sky Swamp Orange. But how we score the pumpkins, we go 1 to 6. 1 being you probably should never carve pumpkins, and 6 being You're pretty fucking great. We did not get sixes across the board last year. That was our goal, to get six across the board. So get your skills right, people, because our judges, they're fucking picky.
And I remember we had a tie. Actually, I could probably look at the thing in my notebook right now, but I remember we had a tie too at one point.
We did have a tie. We went to a tiebreaker, and a good friend of Hell Entertainment's, Fatty, came out with the win last year with his clown pumpkin, if I remember correctly.
It was down between him and my spiderweb, wasn't it?
Was it your spiderweb? I don't know if it was your spiderweb or Anthony's butthole.
I think Anthony and I were the tie.
Oh, like I said, folks, anything goes in the pumpkin carving contest. There is no age restrictions, but just be aware. Everything happens in the pumpkins. Speaking of judges and Gibby Stites, he just dropped a new track. Night of the Gibby Dead is now on all digital streaming platforms. Go check that out. The song is fucking fresh. And he's got another one dropping on the 22nd of October with a good friend of ours, Stray from Sky Swamp Orange, titled Trouble. I can only imagine what that's going to be, because both these cats come hard as fuck. So that's my quick little music news. I know you have some stuff you want to dive into with your...
I do. So first off, I want to give a shout out to In Shallows. They're a New England band that I met up at the Jewel in New Hampshire at a little metal fest show. They have an EP dropping October 29th. New music coming out. They are on Spotify as well, Facebook, Instagram. They're awesome. They were a blast to hang out with, so I'm excited to listen to them again. As for my favorite band, Ice Nine Kills, just released October 15th, their new album, Welcome to Horrorwood. And the list of movies is insane. There's Hellraiser, there's Candyman, Psycho, Resident Evil. Actually, in My Bloody Valentine, take your pick. Corpse Grinder from Cannibal Corpse is on there. Guest appearing, we have Jacoby Shaddix. Sorry if I said his name wrong. From Papa Roach.
I don't listen to them all that well.
They're on there. So that album is insane. It's kind of like a Silver Scream 2, but it's so much more heavier than the Silver Scream. It's awesome. And then they just were up in Salem yesterday, which I was an hour away from them. I was working. They were up there. I was wanting to meet them. But I heard it was a great turnout. It was like a 2-hour wait on top of probably the 2 to 3 hours getting into Salem.
Right.
So that was a cool little pop-up that they did with exclusive merch. And then they released on Tuesday for Psychos Only on their Psycho Only app. The pre-sale to this Wednesday is the release album concert in Cambridge that I'm going to. So I cannot wait to do a review on that. I'm so excited to see them.
That's going to be one hell of a show, because I know I'm not a huge fan of Ink. I've expressed this to you numerous times.
I know.
But they do, from what I've seen, put on a hell of a show. They have a killer fan base, and that CD release party is sure to be off the hook. And
they're very theatrical. Their Thanksgiving was every song had different sets, and obviously the characters, the costumes. So I cannot wait to see what's going to happen with these ones. You got Chucky to cover, you got Psycho, American Psycho, Pet Sematary, Candyman, like I said, Hellraiser. So we will see.
So we got some comments coming in real quick. Please put your comments, questions into the chat. We'll get them for Cole when he gets in here. But Boob J, hell of a name. I appreciate you sitting on the shitter with your laptop to watch this. I really do. That's like hardcore dedication right there. That's great. That's probably the best comment I've seen in the year and a half we've been doing this.
I hope it's going great.
Don't push too hard. Hemorrhoids suck. Hemorrhoids suck.
Don't forget to wash your hands.
So what's up, everybody? Everyone in the chat. LTTV is someone that we just started working on some YouTube content for them. A couple of their episodes are going to be dropping end of this month, I believe the 21st and the 28th, on some paranormal stuff. I had the privilege of editing one of those episodes. I'm really psyched to get the feedback on that. And That's it. Drew just dropping in. Drew, what's up, buddy? He says he's sorry I'm late. It's okay, Drew. We won't hold it against you. Anyone else in the shitter with their laptop, let us know. We want to hear these comments.
We want to hear the hoops going.
We want to know where you guys are listening from, where you're at. We're going to, unless you have anything else regarding Ice 9 Kills or anything like that, any other news you want to get to, we're going to get down to it, and we're going to get fucking crazy with Cole Sadistic.
Just submit your pumpkins. I want to see them.
Those fucking pumpkins in. We're going to play a snippet from his video, All My Life, and then when we come back on a nice hard cut, we'll be there. So when we come back, we'll have Cole with us. Stay tuned.
Destruction, bipolar murder machine, your construction. All my life, I don't understand it. I can't comprehend it. All my life, trying to break me, trying to tame me down.
Hard cut.
Hard cut. I apologize for the hard cuts. The program does not allow us to fade it out. But holy shit, Cole Sadistic, what is up, my friend? I cannot use this graphic because it's cutting. There we go. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I am fucking fantastic. We're here. It's Sunday. We're sinning. We got my good friend, Miss WidowBlack, in the house. We got you in the house. Thank you again for coming in and doing this. We truly appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
So let's get right down to it. There's not a whole lot of information on you on the interwebs. Google's not telling me a lot. So give us the rundown of who Cole and Sadistic is, and let's run from there.
Well, as far as Sadistic as a project goes, it's relatively new. It's something that I've been kind of cooking up on the side for like the last 10, 15 years. Those that are familiar with me would be more familiar with me from 1031. On the work I did with those guys the last few years, we did a lot of shows with Twisted, ICP, a lot of that stuff. We did The Gathering, all that. And when that kind of ran its course, I decided to go my own route and get back into my metal roots. So that's where we're at right now.
That's great, and it's a solo project with the metal roots.
Well, I'm kind of in between on that decision. It was originally meant to be represented as a solo project, but me and my co-conspirator have kind of gotten a lot more in tune with it as a project, and it's definitely become more of our project than a solo project. And I would imagine that by the time it gets to the point to where everything's somewhat normal show-wise, and I can finally start going out and doing my own sets and hopefully play around some different states and whatnot, I'll probably be at that point changing it to a full band spectrum. But
that's awesome. So changing it to a full band spectrum, who is doing the instruments, so let's go with All My Life. Who's doing instruments on that track? Is it you doing instruments, or do you have other people joined in?
All of the music that you will hear on that track and at least the next 3 or 4 that are scheduled for release are all going to be done by Thomas Church.
Tommy Church from Killer's Confession, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Absolutely. None other. I wouldn't trust anybody else to hold my my direction of my music in their hands. That man is a genius, and we work really well together. He did a lot of the later stuff, 1031, so we started working together then, and we just realized that we were kind of on the same level with our metal interests, and over the last couple of years, it's kind of just turned into this.
That's awesome. I'm loving that track On My Life. It's so hard. It's great to see that. It's great. So let's back it up. You started in 2013. You mentioned 1031.
Mhm.
How did that start out, and then how did that transition into you coming into Sadistic? Was Sadistic always on the back, like not on the back burner, but in the back of your mind to start that, or did that come about throughout your time with 1031?
Well, before I joined 1031, I had a metal project called Razor Casket, which was really growing in popularity really fast. Southern Michigan, Northern Ohio. This was, of course, pre-Facebook and all that stuff. So it was still, old school word of mouth and shoes on the concrete kind of promotion and whatnot. And we did a lot of shows with like Mushroom Head, Dope, Guar. We did a lot of stuff with Guar. And that kind of got to a point to where a lot of the people in the group wanted to go their own and do their own thing. And I had been on a hiatus after that for a year or two. When 1031 came to me, they were from the same area of Michigan as us, and we knew each other from back in the day. And they wanted to bring a metal aspect into 1031. And they just, I guess, decided that no one else was going to carry it the way I did. And they came to me, and I was all about it. I grew up a Juggalo in high school. So a chance to bring my metal aspects and the new metal aspects that I was into over to something like that, I thought that was really intelligent and a really creative move. So I jumped at the opportunity and kind of just moved from there. Everything's kind of been a fast race ever since.
That's awesome. Before I run away with everything and all the questions, I'm going to turn it over to that way, my count that way, Christina. If she's got any questions she wants to ask off, and I don't want to run away with it solo here, so I'm going to put her on the spot.
No, so you said your character kind of started in high school. So did you start writing music in high school at all, or did you prefer like poetry and then it became into stuff today?
It actually started in a much different route than a lot of people's that I hear that got into music. I originally wanted to do a cartoon voiceovers.
Okay.
When I was younger, I was really into doing cartoon voices, impersonations, those kinds of things. Robin Williams was like my idol. I thought he was just the most incredible artist ever, and just the way he could control the people's emotions in the room simply by his different monikers and mannerisms. Like I really thought that was powerful, and that kind of got me into wanting to do cartoons. And then once high school hit and I started getting into like heavy music, I realized that talent that I was using to copy cartoons, I could do to replicate like my favorite vocalists. And then over the next couple of years, I kind of just developed my own voice from that. So actually, like my biggest musical influence is Robin Williams, like over any other vocalist that I would list on that list.
Oh, that's so cool. So then going with cartoons, who are some of your favorite cartoons before we go into like favorite like musical items?
I'm an 80s kid, man. So yes. I don't know if you can see my stack behind me with all my He-Man toys and
Yes.
my dude.
my Mortal Kombat stuff, and oh yeah, that's my stuff, man. I've always been more of a villain guy, if that's not obvious to me. Yeah, I got that. He's right up there.
Yes,
that exact same one. Yeah, I'm big into that stuff. If you can't see, there's a little bit of Skeletor influence in my face paint, along with Venom, and I've got all my nerd stuff that I grew up into, and really all of those things kind of became the character Cole Sadistic. The nickname Cole started in high school because I was really into Coal Chamber, and my friends started it as kind of a joke, and so that just kind of evolved in itself, and then of course Facebook came out, and you had to have a second name for your stage moniker if you wanted to use it as a screen name. So Cole Sadistic kind of just came from there, which is actually a spin-off from a character I really fell in love with from a book series called the Black Jewels trilogy. There's a guy in that book that they refer to as the Sadist, and it all just kind of evolved from there.
Okay.
That's cool.
That's a cool way to come about. We've never had someone with an influence like Robin Williams that got them into doing like voiceover work or music. So that's cool to hear.
Especially when you're in a darker element of music like I am. Like that's such a weird pick.
I mean, you sit there and you watch All My Life and you don't think, this guy's probably influenced by Robin Williams and doing a voiceover
Right.
for Aladdin or for the genie.
That's true.
Christina, you had more, I take it, because I cut you off.
Yeah. Well, I have another fun one too, I guess. But we'll go with, so once you do start dropping more, who do you see yourself, like, if you could create a tour, who would you pair yourself with?
Well, I'm happy to say that one of my first picks is finally back on the market, and that would be Mudvayne.
Fair choice.
Because, man, am I so happy to see them finally doing music as that group again. I think now that I've gone a couple decades into my music career from where I started, I'd love to have a chance to work with Gwar again. I think that would be a lot of fun. I don't know. I've always really enjoyed. I hate to use the word gimmick. I like bands that use a visual entertainment element to their stage performance.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's some with Gwar.
I can listen to your fucking music whenever I want. You know what I mean? That's why I buy the CD. If I pay money to come to your show, I want to be entertained. And that's the motto that I carry when I go out on the stage. Like, I don't go out on stage as Tony, you know. I turn into Cole long before I get on the face paint. I mean, there's a mentality that starts when I wake up the day that I perform, and don't get in the way until I'm done performing.
And we talked about that with another guest on our last show, Extra Overdose, about the theatrical aspect of going to a show, because that's what's going to draw you new fan base, because they're your fans now are going to bring their friends, like, yo, let's go check out what Cole's doing on his next show for the theatrical purpose of it. I mean, I'm a juggalo as well, but a lot of us don't go to see ICP show for the fucking music. We go to see for the stage presence, right, the theatrical, and get covered in Fago. Let's call it as it is.
Exactly.
But no show is the same. No tour is the same.
That's the thing.
And really, I hope to continue in that notion. You know, there's a lot of things, being an 80s and 90s kid, you know, obviously we all grew up with a lot of the same bands, and a lot of those bands during that time frame were very visual bands. Mm-hmm. You know, whether Mudvayne, Slipknot, Mushroomhead, Gwar, ICP, you know, it was a very big visual, time frame for music. And trying to do something with that nowadays that hasn't been done or hasn't already been tapped into, you know, that's the real challenge. And I'm hoping that by the time that I finally get a chance to have a full production and get a chance to get out there and start touring, that not only can I bring something that shows the influence and the respect of the people that I grew up loving and idolizing, but bring something new to the stage that people haven't seen too.
Absolutely. Before we get too much in depth here, please, everyone that's watching, please go like, share, subscribe to the YouTube page. Go like, share, subscribe to all of Cole's socials. Share this out to your friends, your parents, your grandparents. They kind of want to come watch us on Center Sundays. We appreciate it. Everything everyone does for us as far as shares and likes and comments. So, all right, enough of that bullshit. Drop your questions in the chat for Cole. Christina, back to you.
Yes. So before we came on, we were talking about Halloween Kills, and Ghost supposedly has a song in the new movie. Out of any horror movies, what would you want some of your music to be in? Which killer?
Hellraiser. I don't even have to think about that.
You and me are like one and the same. It's fucking crazy. I got Hellraiser on my leg.
I am suffering.
So
yeah.
Christina got me a custom-made pinhead box for Christmas last year.
I'll see if I can get this on camera. You'll love this. My fiance had this made for me last Halloween. There's a guy in the area that does propane tank carvings, like jack-o'-lanterns.
Oh, no shit.
So I had him chopping me up this propane tank. I don't know if you can catch this on video. Here it's got Pinhead's face on one side.
What?
And then it's got the different sides of the cubes going around it.
Christina, step your game up.
So when I light this up,
What do you? Excuse me.
I'm kidding. That is
it's
bad.
sick, man. So when I light it up, like my whole studio, like I have like Pinhead's face and the cubes on my studio. It's pretty sick. I mean, it gets me into my nice evil little mood when I'm in the studio.
That's sick.
So
I dig it.
Sorry, I'm a little floored by that because that was amazing.
I've got him making me a Sam one right now.
Well, that's her Pinhead to me. Like that's.
I have Sam literally everywhere. This is the closest Sam. I think this is the closest Sam for me right now. but I have Sam everywhere.
Everywhere I go, I see Sam. I text her a picture because I don't know if she has it or not.
Most of the time, it's like, oh, I already have that.
I've been getting into Sam a lot lately. My kitchen has like a whole array of Sam suckers on different bookshelves and stuff down there.
The best part is he's so innocent looking, and then he'll just slit your throat with a fucking lollipop, and nobody kills him because nobody knows.
I didn't like the movie, but hey,
the movie was a little slow. The character, I think, is what I love about it. It's not so much the movie; it's the backstory of that character and the way he like moves on everything.
That's fair.
The cool part about that movie was all the different movies. I guess you could say movies within a movie. I call it like comic strips within it, because you'll be watching one scene and then all of a sudden you're like, hey, I just saw those people like 10 minutes ago with the other scene. It's all different connections with each part of the movie. Sometimes
the movie doesn't have to be good if the villain's good enough. Like personally, I think The Ring is fucking boring, but that is one spooky girl.
The Ring?
Yeah.
That's the one movie that actually freaked me out.
Yep, she is creepy as shit.
Wow.
So the movie's boring though.
Yeah, the movie's awful, but the concept of the girl is just.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm good. So going back into the studio, you got your Pinhead propane tank lit. You're getting in the writer's mind. What goes into your writing process? Where are you getting your inspiration from? Kind of run us through that.
I don't really. For me, I can't just like sit down and write a song. You know, I write from my experiences. It's something that if I'm going through something, I'll jot it down. You know, and then when I get to a point where I'm in the studio and I'm working on something, I'll dig through my notepads, like what fits the feeling that I'm getting from this music. You know what. And then some, right now with what I'm working on with my album, I'm also bridging some of my songs together. So I'm trying to create like a little bit of a narrative between the songs, even though each one of them doesn't necessarily have the same, story or meaning behind it. I'm almost kind of like making like a series of graphic novels out of each individual song and video for this album, which is a different take, because it used to be when I wrote my music, it was all emotional. It was, if I, like, for example, when I got divorced, 18, 19 songs came out of that. Were they all good? Fuck no. But there was plenty of content. There was plenty of content material. And
right.
I don't like fake shit, like every once in a while you've got a song that's a good song. And I try to follow that moniker. A good song is a good song. But when it's said and done, I like to listen to something and be able to relate to it. Now, I told you I'm a juggalo. I'll be the first one to admit, when I first got introduced to them, that was the hardest part for me to get past, was the fact that they didn't take their music serious, which was the same problem I had with System of a Down when they came out. I could not get into them because it was like, man, I've been busting my ass for so long, and these guys are such fucking goofballs, and they're out there making money, and there's so many of us artists that are busting our ass writing serious music. And it took me a long time to realize how to, acknowledge everybody else's take and views on the way they write their music, and it really opened my eyes to it, and it made me a lot better musician. But at this point, I think I kind of use all of those different elements. It just depends on the song that I'm writing at the time and what I'm getting from that song. Is it a storytelling song, or is it something that I'm actually getting like a real feeling from?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You take, like you said, you take all those elements, you kind of mesh them together. That's going to give you your unique sound to what makes you you.
Mm-hmm.
And even to artists today, I hear some of the shit that's out there on the radio for whoever listens to the radio, and it's like, how are these people? They've got 3 lines and repeat it for 3.5 minutes, and there's guys like yourself and other local independent artists that are busting their ass, and they have songs and albums out, and they're not getting squat. And you guys deserve it more than anyone else does. You guys are on, like you said back in the day, it was boots on the ground. You're at shows slinging flyers, demo samplers, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, these cats nowadays, they don't understand the grind that we used to go through.
Yep, you're outside of ICP show, leaving the show early so you can get out there and grab your CDs for the people coming out to start slinging stuff.
Or going up to the college and putting flyers on 3,500 cars before your concert, only so you can get a ticket tomorrow in the mail from the city for littering.
Or get chased off a college campus by the campus
Yeah.
police.
I've been in every one of those scenarios at least once.
Got a couple of questions coming in real quick. I'm going to drop one in here now from a mutual friend of ours, Drew.
Okay.
Who told me to make sure you're wearing pants tonight. There you go, Drew. He's wearing his pants. Thank you for the heads up
fishing
on that.
pants. Don't ask me how I got them.
So, Drew, Cole, if you could choose one venue to play as your dream spot, where is it?
Oh, wow.
Drew coming with the brain teaser.
Mhm.
And Drew says, yay on the pants.
It would probably be easy to pick like some huge like arena or something crazy like that. Like everyone expects you to say like, oh man, I want to play Times Square. No, if I was to put together what I think would be the coolest idea and the coolest night for a show, and I had to pick a venue, I would say Clutch Cargos.
Okay. I don't know what that is, but sounds cool.
It's in Detroit area, and I don't want to quote it wrong because someone's going to call me on it because everyone from Detroit takes that shit real personal. It's one of the suburbs of Detroit. I think it's Pontiac. I might be wrong. But what's cool about Clutch Cargos is it's an old church. So all the windows and stuff are still stained glass. And
Oh, that's cool.
Wow.
the first and only time I got to see Dark Lotus was at Clutch Cargos. And
Okay.
that was incredible. Incredible. Just those windows in there add such an element that you could never possibly put together with a stage set up yourself. And then there's a balcony that goes all the way around too. So there's all these really cool elements about the club in general. I saw a Taproot there one time when I was younger, and the lead singer did a backward swan dive off that second balcony into the crowd while screaming the whole time. Not a fan of Taproot, but it stuck out in my memory forever. And I was just like, if I ever get a chance to like pick a venue, I think it would be so cool to put on like a full like visual production in Clutch Cargos, like the whole 9 yards, not just a concert. Like, I mean, really go all out.
That sounds cool.
It sounds very much like our version of the Palladium out here. So we're in Massachusetts.
Okay.
And if you've ever been out here to the Palladium, that's where everyone goes for the shows. Tech 9, ICP, Twisted, Static X, a whole 9 yards. Like everyone goes there for a venue. And it sounds very much similar to what you're describing to what you want to play. So if you're ever here on the East Coast, we need to get you to the Palladium because it sounds like you would just tear shit up over there.
Well, let's hopefully we can get me in there sometime next year, huh?
Absolutely. Our good friend Lisa from LTTV, favorite memory from the past years?
Personal or musical related?
That's what I was gonna say. Is it show related or personal?
Well, instead of waiting for a response, I'll just answer both ways. How about that?
That's fair.
Personal favorite memory. I'm going to go with one recent because I was in a car accident like 3 months ago and my memory is shit right now still.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm getting over it. But I bought a 2014 Camaro 2 days ago, which is my dream car. So
I saw that. I saw that on your...
As of right now, that's probably one of my favorite recent memories because I busted my ass my whole life for a car like that. So that's pretty exciting.
Congratulations. She says music.
Music-wise, favorite memory, I would have to say is probably right now filming the video for The Wrath with the guys in 1031 and with Tommy Church. That was a lot of fun. It was the first time I'd ever actually got a chance to sit down and like be a part of a real official music video. And that's something, as an 80s kid growing up on MTV,
Yep. When MTV was MTV.
Yeah. Like to finally be at a point in my music career where I could be in a music video, something that I knew was going to be mass released. That was really exciting. I mean, there's so many things that I've got to experience in the last couple of years that I didn't think I was going to end up getting to do. So that's a really hard decision to make, but I'd have to say that video was definitely at the top of the list.
Excellent. I'm going to run with one more question here for myself, and then Christine, I'll kick it back to you so you can chime in. How did you and Drew come about to hook up and him start shooting you?
The first time I met him, he was shooting at a 1031 show.
Okay.
And from the first time I've seen his photographs, I'll tell you straight up, I think the guy's a magician. He's hands down one of the best photographers I've ever met. And if I have ever the opportunity or choice in the matter, he's always going to be the guy that I pick to be on the other side of the camera.
100%. The guy is incredible.
Absolutely. And he had sent us some copies of the photos he had taken at the 1031 show, and I fell in love with his shooting style. And when I finally started getting back into things with the Sadistic this year, that was, when me and Lisa were talking about who was going to shoot the photos, that was automatically a first choice.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, Drew has a photography company, Art Abandoned Photography. He also shoots for us here at Hell Entertainment, and he actually just shot the Cradle of Filth show in his area last week, I believe it was. But you are right, Drew, from a photographer to another photographer, Drew is someone who I can actually say I look up to in his photos, and I'm like, damn, there's the clarity, the action shots that he gets is top notch.
They're amazing. And when it comes to shooting me, he seems to know exactly what I want and what I'm going for. And we click and lock right in. He knows exactly what kind of sick, evil shit I'm trying to accomplish without me even having to say it.
I can see that happening.
Apparently the only weakness that I've found of his is charcoal. So I'll have to keep that in mind for future shoots.
Well, what do you mean by weakness? I'm going to dive into Drew's weaknesses now. Is it like his kryptonite is going to kill him?
I put a bunch of charcoal in my mouth so that I was spitting out like black fluid instead of blood.
Oh, is that what that was?
I didn't give him a heads up before I did it. So he went to look through the camera and all he saw was black charcoal running from between my teeth and out of my mouth. And he started dry heaving and he's like, man, I can't do that.
Just put that in the chat, dry heaving.
Yeah, he was not handling it well. He's like, I'll try and take a couple pics without looking through the camera, but I can't look at that shit again. I was like, bro, I'm sorry.
God,
I should have said something first, man. That's my bad.
Oh my goodness, that's great. Sorry, Drew.
I actually don't even know. I'm not even sure if we've actually gotten those pics for that shoot out yet. I know when I first talked to him about him, he was having trouble looking at him editing because they were pretty nasty looking.
Suck it up, Drew. Put your big boy pants on. Edit
I
those
basically took a cup of that charcoal powder toothpaste and just dumped it all in my mouth with a little mouthful of water and just.
Oh.
That's awesome.
It tasted like fucking dirt. I'm not gonna lie.
Do a corn syrup next time. It'll be more gooey, but at least it'll taste good. Corn syrup, Listerine.
I use this for my blood stuff. It's got that nice mint taste to it.
There you go.
I swear by that stuff, but I wanted the black shit, so I was trying to go with a little nastiness.
He says he'll be ready next time, so according to Drew, there will be a next time for the charcoal.
Nice.
Christina, kicking it over to you. What do you got?
So I want to know about that place you shot your music video at. That was cool.
That's one of Drew's top secret locations.
Oh, no shit. That's awesome.
I cannot take any of the credit for that.
No, that's fine.
And I'm not a Cleveland native, so if somebody asked me how to get there, I'd never be able to find the fucking place ever again. But I'll tell you this, it was one of the coolest places I've ever shot, and I hope to do many more shoots there. There was so much of that building that we did not even get to fully adventure into that I could see off in the distance, like, oh man, that would be really cool. But it was starting to get dark. We were all getting hot. It was really uncomfortable in there.
Was that a real, an actual swing there, or was that just lines? Because it looks like you were playing on a swing at one point.
Yeah, that shit was there, man. It was hanging from the ceiling. It was some kind of pulley hook for metal. I don't know what they did there. Okay. Some kind of metal plant or something. I'm not sure. Yeah, there you go. Tank factory.
It's an abandoned tank factory. And Drew, I got to come back out to Ohio. We got to go. So was that spot pre-picked for the video when you decided to shoot the video for All My Life?
I told him what I was looking for. We went there for the photo shoot. It ended up turning into a music video shoot.
Oh, cool.
Now, that video was also directed, if I'm not mistaken, by Tommy Church as well, correct?
Yep. He was actually the one that made the decision impromptu that it was going to go from a photo shoot to a video shoot. He ran to his car and got his camera, and an hour and a half later, we had a music video shot. So
that was really just an impromptu video shoot.
Completely. We had no intention on doing it at all.
That's awesome.
We shot Lisa a quick email and had her send us the MP3 for the song so that we could play it over a phone. And yeah. You
would never know by the quality and the production one of the song and of the video, that was an on the spot, last minute decision.
I am blessed with the people that I get to work with and who are in my corner. That's all I got to say.
I mean, from a videographer standpoint, because I do that as well. The planning that goes into doing videos and shit like that, and just to pull it off like that, you know, kudos to you guys. That's crazy. That's awesome.
We didn't have nothing for lighting, nothing. Everything as far as that stuff, like music wise and everything, was through a cell phone, and he filmed it on like a little 4K camera.
And that, I think that not having the production lighting in there and using the natural light actually worked really well for that song.
That's what I try to go for with it. You know, I told them all when we were going to do the photo shoot, and I mean, it ended up capturing over into the video really well, was I just wanted that like dingy, like old 80s horror movie kind of Chainsaw Massacre, gritty, fucking undeveloped picture kind of look, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like everybody captured exactly what I was going for, exactly how I wanted it.
It came out great. So, incredible job done by you, by Drew with the photos, Tommy directing and filming, and whoever edited it. Great job on that as well. That video was fucking top notch. Love it.
Tommy did some magic with it. Drew killed it with the photos. Tommy killed it with the video. I could not have been happier with the way it all worked out.
That's awesome. Going back to characters or the cartoons, if you were to make a song for any of the 80s cartoon characters, who would it be, and how do you think it would come out? Like theme wise, like
so metal theme song for an 80s character. Gotta go with Skeletor. Gotta go with Skeletor. You don't sleep on Skeletor, fools.
You could put like
I think that would be a lot of fun. And it's definitely something that I would know the source material and be able to work with well, I think. So I think that'd be a lot of fun. If I was going to go horror route and do a song about it, probably back to Pinhead again. Just because, and I'm sorry, Diggz, I know you're not an Ink fan, but that song that they just put on the new album,
God.
the Hellraiser song.
Him and I will get along.
I'm gonna go listen to it.
A year ago, I thought that band was garbage. I'll be the first one to admit they made me eat my words with the Silver Scream album.
I will do it a solid and give it a listen. And Christina knows I cringe when I say that.
But the box is so good. Who did they have?
I like Farewell to Flesh too.
I'm trying to think who they had special guest in. I'm drawing a blank. I think his name is Brandon. That might be on that one. I'd have to take a look. Special guest on the box. But the sound that Dan did, the tone of, I don't know, I guess you could say the theme song is insane. But then when they scream, we'll tear your souls apart. I can't talk today. I was like, yes.
Yeah, when they hit that section, man, I was like, dude, the fact that they managed to capture that like evil brutality, but then there's like this like bone chilling beauty at the same time. That is Pinhead.
It was awesome.
Like, you can't be Pinhead without like evil beauty and disgusting sadism. You have to have that whole package to be Pinhead.
You're not wrong.
What do you think of the newest Hellraiser? He looked a little friendly. I call him the great value for Hellraiser.
The dollar store.
I won't watch it.
Don't. That's all I'm going to say. Don't.
It's got to be Doug Bradley.
Yep, it's got to be Doug. Doug's the only. And I saw the thing the other day. They said that the new Pinhead's going to be a girl.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I'm not going to comment on any of that with today's society, but
that's fair.
I will say that what that character represents, I don't think that that's going to do it justice.
Who is I heard it was like Jamie something.
Like I'm Wiccan, so with the whole balance thing, like I always see women as life and men as destruction, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So to see a female represent the Prince of Suffering, the Lord of Destruction, it just, I don't know, it doesn't hit with me.
Yeah, no, I get it. And then, like you said, especially in today's society, you gotta be careful how you
Yeah,
come across that. So we'll just leave that at that.
Because if I'm not careful, then people are going to find out too early in my career that I don't give a fuck.
Her name is Jamie Clayton. Will be the new Hellraiser.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Cole. I probably won't be able to get it to watch it. Just
Sadistic's not PC, man. People are gonna find that out real quick over the next year. I'm trying to bring shock rock back. People gotta take their diapers off. They're gonna listen to me.
Diapers and pants are coming off, people. Another question here in the chat from CJ Hunt Carter. Tell them about losing brain matter while singing on the stage.
Oh, leave it to my mom to bust out some old school shit. That's a razor casket.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah.
Hi, Mom.
That's Mom.
Welcome to the show.
That's a razor casket story. I went to jump off the drum riser going into a halftime breakdown, and my bass player for Razor Casket, who is my live bassist in Sadistic, Crazy Legs, Sean Hostler, he went to do a jumping spin with his bass going into the breakdown because he led the drop. And I jumped off the drum rise. He spun backwards with his bass and put the tuning key for his bass head through my nostril and drove this whole section of my cheekbone up like 2 millimeters, just enough that the bridge of my nose pierced my brain sac. So I had like yellow brain fluid draining out of my nose for the whole rest of the time I was on stage, which was like 45 minutes because I don't fucking get off the stage while people are there to see him. So I dealt with about 15 seconds of not knowing where the hell I was after I got hit with the bass, and everybody said I caught my vocal cue on time, and I played the rest of the set, pouring blood out of my face and spitting it on the crowd, and making sure everybody knew that it was real blood, which of course nowadays would never fly.
No, especially now with the pandemic and all that. No.
Right. But this was like 2007, so everybody ate it the fuck up. It was a good time. We actually was filming it, and the guy that was filming followed me. I ran off the stage at the end of the song to try and kind of see what the damage was. And I washed the face paint and fake blood off, and I was like, oh, it don't look that bad. And I touched my nose, and when I did, like this hairline split appeared like 2 inches long down the side of my nose. It just filled the sink like instantly. And I was like, oh shit. Well, I guess I don't need to put fake blood back on. And I splashed it on my face and ran back out on the stage and finished the set.
Holy shit.
Jesus. Oh. Ow.
The hospital did not like me that night. It was really hard to convince them that most of that blood was fake and that I wasn't drunk.
Wow. Happy Halloween.
Woo. Yeah, it was a good time.
To recreate that as like a little gore thing. Orange fluid coming out. Yellow. Well.
It was a really interesting night. And I wear back then I used to wear a Chucky shirt on stage like every show. And I actually still own that t-shirt to this day, and you can still see the yellow streak down the center from the brain fluid.
Oh, that is awesome.
I wore that t-shirt for like something like 900 and some shows and never washed it. It was fucking nasty.
Oh man. We got a few minutes left here, Cole. Let's dive into what's next. What's going on? What are you working on? When can we expect another track from you? EP, album, all that good shit.
I got a couple tracks that are in the works right now. We're just waiting for, everything's pretty much done on my end. I'm just playing the game. I'm waiting for the mastering and the mixing and all that, so I can get, and then we've got the time to wait for distribution once that's done. So I'm hoping to put out a song at least every month for the rest of the year. Hopefully a video for each one as well.
Mm-hmm.
All of these will culminate together to the album Slaughter is the Best Medicine. And I'm hoping to have that out sometime early next year.
That's awesome. I'm excited to hear it and see what you got coming out, because I'm definitely a fan now hearing your stuff. There's not much on there. You don't have a Spotify channel as of right now, correct?
No, I'll be honest, in my age, I am still learning a lot of this digital computer stuff. So without, now that I'm on my own music wise, I had to start doing all this stuff without like any other, in 1031, we all did our job, so some of us know how to do the online, some of us didn't, et cetera, et cetera. Yep. I have no fucking clue what I'm doing. So I'm kind of learning that aspect of my own. Lisa's been a big help with that. I was under the impression when I first set up my distribution that when I did that, it automatically generated the Spotify pages and all that stuff. I've recently figured out that I still have to customize those. So
Yeah.
I'm in the process. I know
Cool.
it makes me look stupid, but that's okay.
No, it doesn't. It just, to your point, where as am I still trying to learn this new technology. When we were coming up and MySpace was big, we could run MySpace all day long. But now with
Right.
all this other digital stuff coming, we don't know our ass from our elbow.
Wasn't he even before that? He spent 10, 15 years, as your goal to try and get signed to a record label. And then by the time you get there, record labels are obsolete and everybody's successful as an independent. So now I got to learn how to do everything independent. So
well,
it's work in progress.
Whatever we can do here at Hell Entertainment, along with Lisa, feel free to reach out to us. I'm always here to lend whatever knowledge I have or to help out in any way possible. So
my biggest push here coming up soon is going to be when I start my merch line. I'm not looking to make profit personally. As a matter of fact, all of my merch and money that I make from my music sales are all going to be getting set up into charities for anti-bullying and stuff like that. And I have very much plan on using 90s shock culture to bring that back to light. I'm going to go ahead and drop my first design right now, which it's not been visually put up on my sites yet. But my first t-shirt design is going to be doing 100% proceeds to an anti-bullying organization. It's going to be a Columbine-based t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
The front is going to depict the yellow diamond with the caution sign. On the back, it's going to say, all heroes wear trench coats. And that's the lovely irony of that is that the money made off those t-shirts is going to go to anti-bullying campaigns. So, because I think the message from those two gentlemen was very, very mislost in everything, because everybody looks at them as monsters, not the people that turn them into it. So that's the kind of shit that my career is going to be bringing back to light. Artists forgot who they work for. I didn't.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Make sure you send us that link where that's going to be available so we can post it up with the recap of the show on hellentertainment.com. We'll post all your links up there. The video for All My Life. We'll make sure everyone knows where to find you, how to get a hold of you. Any shows in the making that you know of that you have, on the horizon?
I have not set anything up live yet. Right now, I'm still trying to build. I mean, really, I could probably play a live set if I wanted to, but I really want to make sure that I have a well-rounded production. My goal when it comes time to doing live shows is not going to be just getting on stage, like I was saying before. I'm actually aiming for doing like a full production for each tour. Each time I go out is going to be a different theme, and I'm basically going to be trying to be doing, for lack of a better term, I'm going to be doing live music videos. Basically, from the time I step on stage to the time I get off, it's going to look like one motion picture. And I'm going to try and make every concert look like one long horror movie.
That'd be awesome.
So I'm still kind of building all of my prop ideas and stage ideas for that. So by the time that comes around, hopefully I will have the money invested into it to make a full production like I want to, and be able to do every show live and in person, and do like a dual digital live concert event every time.
Awesome. We can't wait. Hopefully we can get you out here on the East Coast here in Massachusetts or somewhere surrounding us, so we can come on and check you out, check the show, do this face to face. Christina, you got anything last minute comments, words, questions?
No, I'm excited to see whatever else you bring out and follow you throughout your whole journey.
We do have one last question that Boob J put in a while ago, but I want to save it till the end because I wanted to see one if they were still on the shitter watching this, because that'd be great as an hour-long shit. So awesome. If you could ask one question to any artist who's passed on, who would you choose to talk to, and what would that question be? It's kind of similar to the question we usually ask at the end of the show. That's why I saved it to the end. This one usually stumps people.
Man. That is a really hard question. I would have to direct my question to Robin Williams.
Aww.
Yeah.
And ask him why he couldn't enjoy himself the way we did.
Wow. That one just gave me goosebumps. I'm not going to lie.
I think the world seriously is a less happy place without that man in it.
The world
Absolutely.
sucks.
Yeah.
And the story world sucks. I miss that guy. Oh God. That's all. I'm really like it hit the heart when you said that he's one of your top inspiration. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Big time, man. Big time. I try to make it a point to watch something of his at least every month to keep it going.
Absolutely. On that note, Cole, we're gonna let you go. We're gonna wrap things up here. Thank you so much for coming and sitting with us on Sunday. We wish you the best in all your music endeavors and life endeavors. We hope to do this again with you soon and catch you live and go from there.
Thank you. Make sure everyone keeps their ears open because we're going to have So We Rock coming out hopefully within the next month. I promise you it's going to be the sickest fucking shit you've ever heard or seen.
Let's do it. Recap of the show will be on hellentertainment.com along with all of Cole's links and the link to his merch that he is dropping to support anti-bullying. Cole, thank you so much. We will catch you soon. Big shout out to Lisa for setting this up. Lisa, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. And Cole, it's been a pleasure. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Now you can go take your pants off.
All right. I took them off halfway through.
All right. Thanks, Cole.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, that was a great one. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. All the questions, comments. Cole, kick-ass person. Can't wait to see him live.
Thanks for having me back.
What's that?
So thanks for having me back on.
Yes, the lovely
fun filling
Miss
in.
WidowBlack is back for the show. You're going to see her again on November 14th when we talk about and do the pumpkin show. Where's the flyer? There it is. Right here. The Carve Your Way to Hella Pumpkin Contest. Get those pumpkins in. hellentertainment@gmail.com. Carve those motherfucking pumpkins. Let's go. On that note, I am Diggz. Yes, over there is Miss WidowBlack. You will see her again soon. Thank you all for tuning in. Our next show is on Halloween. We're working on something special for y'all. Because, well, it's Halloween. We got to do something special. We are Center Sundays.
Spooky.
That's what we do. Thank you, everybody. We will see everybody in 2 weeks. Make sure you go like, share, subscribe to all of our social medias. We would really appreciate it. There's a link, the flyer to all of our socials. Help us. We appreciate it. And on that note, peace out. Christina, it's been a blast. I'll see you soon. Goodbye, everybody. Good night.
Bye.
Hey, what's up, man? I think it's pretty obvious right about now who you're looking at, but I'll tell you anyhow. I'm Shaggy 2 Dope, the Southwest Strangler.
And I'm Violent J, the Duke of the Wicked.
And together we happen to be
the Insane Clown Posse.
And right about now, it's time to get a big fat shout out to Hell's Entertainment. They're a media outlet for all touring artists.
They offer videography, design work, photography, motherfucking freshology. Are you a touring artist? Do you get out there and grind? Or are you a boring artist? Do you sit home and whine? Because if you're a worker, hook up with Hell's Entertainment.
That's right, Hell's Entertainment. You can reach them at www.hellentertainment.com.
And if you're not done with that, go to hell.